If you've spent any real time in construction, then chances are you've already used a site diary in some form or other. But if you are new to the industry, or you're wondering if you're being thorough enough when you're filling yours out, then this video is for you. Hi everybody, I'm Joe from Apex, the construction scheduling software that helps you quickly build your short-term plans. In this video, we're going to be talking all about site diaries, what they are, and what you should be including in them. Now, you're best off sticking around to the end, but if you want to skip ahead to a particular section or come back and rewatch something, then you can do so using the timestamp bar at the bottom of the screen. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll get an update every time we post a new video. Moving on, what exactly is a site diary? Simply put, it's a daily record of everything that happens on a construction project. You might also hear it being called a construction log or a site journal. These logs are used to help keep track of your site's progress and everything that has or hasn't taken place. That information can be used to help you and your team stay on top of everything that's happening. More importantly, it keeps a record of actions which can be reviewed by senior management, site owners, legal teams, and any other interested parties. Now that leads me on to my next point. Why exactly should you have a site diary? It's not just admin for admin's sake, I promise. One of the key reasons you should have a site diary is so that interested parties who may or may not have a close view of the project can quickly get an idea of what's happening on site. And if there are any disputes or legal issues between, say, contractors and clients, then a site diary can be used as evidence to build up an accurate timeline of events. So when you're filling out your site diary, it's important to make sure that you've got all of the information you need. Site diaries will vary from one project to the next, but put simply, they should give you an outline of everything that's happening on the project on a daily basis. At a minimum, a good site diary should include date and timeframes, weather conditions, who was on site, shift activities, work completed, and any accidents or complaints. On most projects, the site diary is kept by either the project manager, the site manager, or a senior engineer. That being said, there are no hard and fast rules about who is responsible for keeping a site diary. Typically speaking, it's somebody who is on the project for a long amount of time, they're on the project on a daily basis, and they're deemed to be responsible. When filling out your site diary, there is no extent to the amount of detail you can add. And generally speaking, the more thorough you are, the easier it is for you to track your site's progress. It's often a good idea to collect information about things like what materials were used, what plant was on site, and any works carried out with third parties, such as utilities companies. It's also helpful to keep this kind of information well organized and attach photographic evidence where possible. One easy way to do this is to use a site diary app. We won't go into too much detail about the kinds of apps that are available, and we always advise that you do your homework before committing to a software. Some of the more popular apps that we're familiar with include Autodesk Construction Cloud, Rail Diary, and SiteMate. And that's about it. By this point, you should have a pretty good idea of what a site diary is and why you should be using it on your project. But if you want to find out more, we'll leave a few helpful links in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. It's often a good idea to collect information about things like what materials were used, what plant was on site, some other stuff, and some other stuff.